Hello and welcome, my dear friends, to another episode of the Slow English Podcast for Beginners. My name is David, and I am so happy that you are here with me today. First, let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to speak English but felt blocked? Maybe you understand many words, you know some grammar, but when you open your mouth, nothing comes out. Or maybe the words come slowly, one by one, and you feel nervous. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you are not alone. Millions of English learners have the same problem. But today, I will share with you a very powerful method that can change everything. It is called the chunking method. Before we begin, please take a second to subscribe to this podcast. By subscribing, you make sure you never miss a new lesson. Also, if you enjoy this content, please share it with your friends who are also learning English. Together, we can create a community of learners, practicing step by step every day. Now let's talk about today's topic. The chunking method is simple, practical, and effective. It helps you move from speaking word by word to speaking in natural groups of words, just like native speakers do. Think about it. Native speakers don't speak word by word. They speak in chunks, short, natural expressions that are used again and again in daily life. For example, instead of thinking I plus don't plus know, you can simply remember the chunk I don't know. It's faster, easier, and it feels natural. Why is chunking important? Because your brain loves patterns. When you learn English word by word, your brain has to stop and build the sentence like a puzzle every time. That takes time, and it makes you nervous. But if you learn and practice chunks, your brain already has the pattern ready. You just need to use it. This makes your speaking much smoother and much more confident. Here is another example. Imagine you are in a restaurant. Instead of trying to create a sentence like can plus I plus have plus a plus coffee plus please, you can just remember the whole chunk. Can I have a coffee, please? This chunk can be reused with many things. Can I have a tea, please? Or can I have the menu, please? With one chunk, you can create many natural sentences without stress. The best part is that chunks are everywhere. They are in greetings. How are you doing? They are in daily conversations. Let me think about it. They are in expressions of opinion. I believe that. Or, in my opinion. These small blocks of language are the secret to speaking fluently. In this podcast, I will show you how to use chunking step by step. I will give you examples, and I will speak slowly so you can listen, repeat, and practice with me. By the end of this session, you will know how to start building your fluency with chunks. And if you practice every day, even for just 15 minutes, you can make big progress in only 30 days. So today's journey is simple. We will understand what chunking is and how it works. We will practice with useful daily chunks that you can use immediately. We will prepare a routine to use chunking every day for the next 30 days. Remember, learning English is not about perfection. It is about practice, repetition, and confidence. If you practice the chunking method every day, your English will not only improve, it will transform. You will speak faster, with more confidence, and with less hesitation. So take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to learn. This is your time. This is your journey. And I am here to help you every step of the way. Are you ready? Let's begin. Part 1. understanding chunking and how it helps you speak fluently. When we talk about learning English, many people try to memorize long lists of vocabulary words or study complicated grammar rules. But when they try to speak, they freeze. Why? Because they are thinking too much about each word. The brain becomes too slow. That is where the chunking method is powerful. So what is chunking? Chunking means learning English in small groups of words that go together naturally. Instead of learning single words like go or school, you learn the whole chunk. I go to school every day. When you practice these ready-made pieces, you can speak faster with less stress because you are not building the sentence word by word. Think of it like music. When you play the piano, you don't press one note and stop. You play a small group of notes, a melody. In the same way, in English, you can learn small groups of words that sound natural together. These chunks are like building blocks. You can connect them to make longer sentences easily. For example, Chunk 1, I would like. Chunk 2, a cup of coffee. Chunk 3, please. Put them together. I would like a cup of coffee, please. If you had tried to think word by word, it would be slower. But if you remember the whole chunk, you sound natural. Another example? Chunk 1, can you help me? Chunk 2, with my homework? Put them together. Can you help me with my homework? This is why chunking makes speaking easier and more fluent. You don't need to stop after every word. You just join chunks like Lego pieces. Now, let's think about why this is good for beginners. At A1 or A2 level, your vocabulary is small. If you only learn single words, you cannot speak much. But if you learn useful chunks, you already have full sentences for daily life. Imagine you know these chunks. I don't understand. Could you repeat that, please? I need some help. How much does it cost? With only 4 chunks, you can communicate many things. That is powerful. Chunking also helps with pronunciation. When you say a chunk many times, your mouth learns the rhythm. English has a natural music, and chunks keep that music. For example, say this chunk with rhythm. How are you doing today? If you repeat it as a unit, it sounds smooth. If you say word by word, it sounds robotic. So, to speak fluently in 30 days, focus on learning and practicing 5 to 10 chunks every day. Repeat them out loud. Use them in real or imaginary conversations. Soon, you will notice your speaking speed improves, your confidence grows, and you don't need to translate word by word in your head. In the next part, I will give you many useful chunks for daily life, so you can start practicing immediately. Part 2. Using chunking in daily practice. Now that you understand what chunking means and why it helps you, let's go deeper into how you can use this method in your daily English practice. Many learners try to memorize long vocabulary lists or study complicated grammar rules. This can feel very heavy and sometimes boring. With chunking, you make learning easier, faster, and more natural. It is like building small blocks of English that you can use again and again in real life. Think about your daily life. When you wake up, go to work, eat lunch, talk with friends, or relax in the evening, you are already using patterns of sentences in your own language. In English, you just need to learn the common blocks, or chunks, that native speakers use. These blocks are short, useful, and easy to remember. For example, can I have, I would like, how much is it? I'm looking for. With these simple chunks, you can order food, buy something, or ask for help. You do not need to think about every single grammar rule. Instead, you just use the ready-made block. To practice chunking every day, here are a few simple steps. Step 1. Collect chunks. Listen to English podcasts, watch simple videos, or read easy texts. Write down the small phrases that repeat often. Do not worry about long sentences. Focus only on short and useful parts. Step 2. Repeat chunks. Say them aloud. Do not only read silently. Repeat with your voice, slowly at first, and then faster. For example, if you hear, "Can I help you?" repeat it many times until it feels natural. Step 3. Use chunks in real life. Practice them in real situations. If you go to a cafe, use, "Can I have a coffee, please?" If you meet a new person, say, "Nice to meet you." Every time you use a chunk in real life, it becomes stronger in your memory. Step 4. Combine chunks. After some time, you can connect different blocks to make longer sentences. For example, "Can I have a coffee, please?" "Can I have a coffee and a sandwich, please?" "Can I have a coffee, a sandwich, and also a bottle of water, please?" You see how one block grows naturally into longer sentences. This is how fluency begins. Chunking also helps you to think in English. Instead of translating word by word, your brain starts to remember full blocks. This saves time and makes you sound more natural. For example, instead of translating "comment ça va" word by word, you just use the block. "How are you?" You don't need to think about grammar. It's ready. Many successful English learners use this method every day. Even advanced speakers build their fluency from these blocks. For beginners, it is even more powerful because you get results quickly. After 30 days of using chunking, you will already feel a big difference. You will notice that words connect faster in your head. You will feel more confident speaking. So here is a simple challenge for you. Choose 5 new chunks every day. Write them down, repeat them, and use them in your daily life. At the end of 30 days, you will know at least 150 useful chunks. Imagine how much you can say with these blocks. That is the power of the chunking method. Dear friends, we have come to the end of today's episode of the Slow English Podcast for Beginners. We started this journey together with one big goal: to understand the chunking method and how it can help you speak English fluently in just 30 days. We discovered that chunking is not about learning single words, but about learning groups of words that go together. Instead of saying, "I want coffee," you can say fluently, "I want a cup of coffee." This way, you sound more natural, confident, and fluent. You don't need to stop after every word, because you have ready-made blocks or chunks of English in your mind. We also talked about the power of practice. If you practice just 15 minutes every day with chunks, you will notice a big change. For example, repeat useful sentences like, "Can I have a glass of water, please?" "I'm looking forward to meeting you." "What time does the meeting start?" When you practice these chunks, your brain remembers the rhythm, the sound, and the meaning. After some weeks, you will not translate from your language. You will think directly in English. This is the secret to fluency. Remember, Fluency is not about knowing every word. It is about speaking naturally with the words you already know. That's why the chunking method is so powerful. It makes English easy. It gives you confidence, and it helps you speak faster and more smoothly, even as a beginner. Now let me tell you this. If you practice the chunking method every day, you will be surprised. In only 30 days, you will feel more comfortable speaking English with your friends, in class, or even at work. You will stop worrying about grammar mistakes. You will stop thinking too much before you speak. You will simply use your ready chunks and you will speak fluently. So my dear friends, here is my challenge for you. Start today. Take one chunk, practice it 5 times, and then use it in your daily life. Tomorrow, learn another chunk. Step by step, you will grow. And in 1 month, you will see the results. Remember, learning English is like building a house. Words are like small bricks, but chunks are like big blocks of wall. With blocks, your house grows faster. With chunks, your fluency grows faster. I believe in you. You can do this. I know many learners who tried the chunking method, and today they speak English with confidence. If they can do it, you can do it too. Now, before we finish, let me ask you for something important. If you enjoyed this episode, please like this podcast. Share it with your friends who are also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe to the Slow English Podcast for Beginners. When you subscribe, you will never miss new episodes full of useful tips, methods, and practice sentences. Also, I have prepared something special for you, a PDF version of today's episode with examples of chunks and practice sentences. If you want this free PDF, just leave a comment under this podcast saying, "I want the PDF." I will send it to you, and you can use it for daily practice. Thank you so much for listening, my friends. I am very proud of you for taking action today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, with the chunking method, fluency is possible for everyone, even beginners. This was David, your host of the Slow English Podcast. Until next time, keep practicing every day, and soon you will speak English fluently and with confidence. Goodbye for now, and happy learning!